Hey folks, Michael from Essential Guitar Lessons, and let's do Free Falling as a guitar lesson by Tom Petty. This is an awesome song for beginners. As usual, I'll break this into sections for you to make it easier to learn. We'll look at the chords used and the best way to transition between them. Then I'll show you the different parts to the song and the strumming pattern. Then we'll finish with the structure of the song. Now the chords we'll be using are D, G and A, and I'll show you the fill at the end, and we'll be using a capo on the 3rd fret. So if you already know how to play these chords and can easily transition between them, jump ahead to the parts of the song. I'll leave a time in the description. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe, heaps of songs and lessons to come. If you're having any problems with this song, or there's a song you'd like to learn, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. So let's make a start with the chords. So we only have 3 chords for this song, D, G and A. Now because we've got our capo on the 3rd fret, we're calling the 4th fret number 1, the 5th fret number 2 and so on up the neck. So our first chord is D, and the best way to get that is start with your 2nd finger, 2nd fret on the bottom E string, then your 1st finger also on the 2nd fret but this time on the G string, and your 3rd finger, 3rd fret on the B string. Don't play the E and the A string, and there's your D chord there. The next one's G. Now take your 3rd finger, place it on the 3rd fret on the B string, then your little finger also on the 3rd fret but on the top E string, your 2nd finger also on the 3rd fret but this time on our E string at the top, and our 1st finger 2nd fret on the A string, and there's your G chord there. The last one is our A chord. There's a few different ways you can play A. I'll show you the way I do it. We have your 2nd finger, place that on the 2nd fret on the D string, then your 3rd finger also on the 2nd fret but on the G string, and then your little finger also on the 2nd fret but this time on the B string. Try not to play the top E string, and you have A there. So 3 fairly simple chords. So the chord transitions are fairly easy. The first one we have is D to G. So starting on our D, you're going to leave your 3rd finger anchored down, put your little finger on, and then move your 1st and 2nd finger up to the top 2 strings. So we have D to G. Our next one's G to D, and that's fairly easy as well. G, again leave your 3rd finger anchored down, take your little finger off and place your 1st and 2nd finger down there. So G to D. Our next one is D to A, so we have to move completely now. So we have the D. To get to the A, all your fingers off, go for your 2nd finger, 3rd finger, then your 4th finger to get to the A. So D to A, and then our last one is A to D. So coming from our A, take all your fingers off, go for your 2nd finger first, then your 1st, then your 3rd to get to the D. So A to D. And they're all our transitions, fairly easy because we've got some nice easy open chords. So let's try the parts to the song now. Our first part we're calling intro 1, and it's D, G, G, D, A, and there's an A at the end there, and then we do the same, D, G, G, D, A. So starting on our D, we play that once, D, straight to G, we do that once. Then we go G, D, A, and then on the 4 and he does another A just before he goes back to the D. So we have D, G, G, D, A, and then we go back to the D again and do the same chord progression. So D, G, G, D, A. Now this time we don't put that last A at the end. So let's try that up to speed. That's pretty easy. D, G, G, D, A, and then we put the A at the end. A, D, G, G, D, A. So you can see we're just doing one strum on each chord there. So that's our intro part 1. So the next part is verse 1. Now this time we're using the same chord progression, we're just putting more strums on the G and the A. So we have D, G, G again, and then G, D, A, and A again. So let's try that. D, G, 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 D, A, and up to speed. And again. And that's our verse part 1. So our next part is verse 2. Now this time we're starting to add a strumming pattern in. So he's building up but using the same chord progression. So we start on D again, we strum that once. Then we go to our G, and now we're putting a strumming pattern in here. So we're going to be using down, up, down, up. And again, down, go strum, up, down, up. And that's the pattern he's using for quite a lot of the chords in there, especially on the G and the A. And our last A in this chord progression will be using the same strumming pattern. So down, up, up. So we start with our D, D, G, up, down, up. Then we play G again once, G, D, and then to our A with the same strumming pattern, down, up. So let's do that slowly, D, G, up, down, up, G, D, A, up, down, up, and up to speed. And that's our verse part 2. So it's getting a little bit harder now. We're adding in the strumming pattern. Now let's have a look at the next part, which will be the chorus. So our next part's the chorus, and this is a little bit tricky. We're adding more strumming patterns in now. So we'll be starting on the D. We'll be doing a down, go strum, up, down, up. Now our go strum is just doing a motion, a downward motion, but we're not touching the strings, and it'll keep you in time. So that D, down, up. Then we go to G, and we're using the same strumming pattern we did in the verse. Down, up. And then we do G one more time, G. Now this next D, the strumming pattern changes again. We'll be using a down, up. And again, down, up. Then we go to our A, and it's the same strumming pattern as the G or as in the verse there. So down, up. So that's pretty tricky there. There's lots of different patterns going on. So let's do that slowly, starting from our D. So down, up, G, down, up, G again, to our D, down, up, and A, down, up. And let's do that slowly again because there's quite a lot of patterns in there. So starting on our D, down, up to the G, down, up, G again, to our D, down, up, back to our A, down, up. And let's do that one more time, up to speed now. And again. And that's our chorus there. So there's quite a few tricky strumming patterns in there. Just go slowly and build up your speed with that part. And that's our chorus. Now we have verse part 3, and this is really easy. We're just playing the D, the G, G, D, and A. So we've got the D, G, and then G, D, A. And that's our verse part 3, so it's nearly the same as our intro. So let's do that again. D, G, D, A. The last part of the song is the fill, and he plays this through to the end over the top of our chords, which will be playing our chorus and our verses as well there. Now we won't be using a capo on the guitar this time, and we'll be using power chords. So let me play that for you, then we'll break it down. So starting on our first fret, top E string, first finger, and then third fret with your third finger on the A string. So we're just doing a power chord. We play that 3 times. Then on the 4th time we play it, we're going to slide up to 6 and 8. So the shape stays exactly the same. We're just sliding up. So we play and slide straight up. And then we do that another 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then on the 5th time we play it again and we slide back to the 1 and the 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, slide up. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th time, slide back to the 1 and the 3, and we play that another 2 times. And then on the 4th time we slide up, this time up to 8 and 10. So we're not changing strings because we want that slide sound there. So on the 4th one, play, slide up to 8 and 10, and then do that another 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's our fill, so let's do that slowly. 1, 2, 3, slide up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, slide up again. And he does that until the end of the song. So let's do that one more time, up to speed. And again. And that's our fill, and they're all the parts to the song. So now let's do the structure of the song. We start with intro 1 and we do that 1 time. Then we have our verse part 1 and we do that 4 times. Then we have verse part 2, we do that 5 times. Then we have our chorus, we do that 4 times. Verse 3 by 2. Back to verse 2, we do that 2 times. Now we go to our chorus and we do that 8 times. We have our verse 3 by 4. Then we have our chorus by 4. And we stop with our strumming patterns there for 4 bars. And our fill will start in that part there. And then you just play the chorus till the end and the fill to the end. So just go slowly with those strumming patterns. Once we get to the chorus, it's quite confusing and there's a few different patterns in there. If you're having any problems though, or there's a song you'd like to learn, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Give us a like and subscribe for heaps of free songs and lessons. Now if you would like step-by-step guitar lessons for beginners to advanced players and learn all the secrets to playing all your favourite songs and solos in no time, also heaps of free lessons, click the link below and jump onto Essential Guitar Lessons. So I hope you enjoyed this and I'll see you soon.